Greetings everyone, I am the goddess known as Jackie Gates. Yesterday, while reading my new copy of Success Magazine, a fabulous publication by the way, it has a CD in it that I always listen to in the car. And in this edition, there is an article and an interview with Tom Hopkins. Now, for those of you who've been around a while, Tom Hopkins in the late 1970s, early 80s, published a book called How to Master the Art of Selling. He was quite the wunderkind of real estate because he sold 365 homes in 1 year. That is a house a day, which is phenomenal. And his book is one of the classics of sales. And even though I wasn't in selling at the time, I was only just out of school, that book I kept for years and years and years because there was something about the mindset, something about the core principles underlying his sales lessons that even though I wasn't in selling, it had a huge impact on me. I wish I'd kept the book, but you know, when you sell up a 5-bedroomed home down to 8 suitcases and move to another country, as much as you love the book, it's not something you bring with you. But Tom is still teaching, and his interview with Darren Hardy on this CD was most interesting because he's talking about current, applying those sales lessons to current environments, the so-called recession. You can probably hear my train going by. The recession that we're supposedly out of, but it's certainly not the boom years that we were in between 2002 2008. And he's talking about sales in this particular environment. What was interesting, back in the early 1980s when I got his book, was that I actually applied what he taught to my theatre career. I read that book and decided that the directors for whom I was auditioning were in fact my customers. So, you know how they say that when you go to a hardware store, you're not going to buy a drill, you want to buy a hole. You're actually, as a customer, after the end result, the benefit, and the tools you get, really, you don't mind that much so long as they do the job, right? So, I started being exactly what my director wanted. The first success that I had was when I was Liesel in Sound of Music. I was 22 at the time and went home from work, put my hair in bunches, took all my makeup off, and went to auditions with the rest of the kids in a little white sundress and flat shoes. I put on the audition form where it says age, I put not applicable, and I got the role. Not only that, but I was the only Liesel for 2 sets of kids, so it was a lot of work, but it was a fabulous start to a very successful career. And I used that piece of information that was really set for, you know, salesmen in a completely different venue, in a different aspect. My point being that you can learn skills for your business, for online, for socializing, that will stand you in good stead regardless of what industry you're in. Getting back to current day, Tom Hopkins was talking about how many fortunes have been made in recessions, depressions, hard times, etc. because of a couple of things. Firstly, the weak fall away. A lot of times when things get hard, the people who were only there because it was easy disappear. So you have, if you are one of the ones who are truly entrepreneurial and who hang in there, you are one of the ones who are going to succeed because firstly you have less competition and secondly you become more visible. People who hang around through hard times, businesses, companies, people, those are the ones that customers will follow when the money flows release again. he did point out there were two things that you really need to do during harder times to make sure that you're there when things get better. The first one, he said, was hone your skills. At this time, people are not, it's not that they're not spending, but people are definitely holding on and making sure they get real value for their money. So you need to make sure that you have the skills that you need to make you the best at what you do. The second thing Tom Hopkins said was to surround yourself with supportive people. In this day and age, because doom and gloom is all around us and the media feeds it, you get a lot more naysayers than usual. Mention to somebody you're in network marketing and they will have 400 different stories about how people failed and lost their houses and, you know, the whole country music song that goes along with promoting bad news. People always do that. So you need to inoculate yourself, vaccinate yourself against those kind of negative people by immersing yourself in a group of people who do what you want to do, who are walking the same path as you, and who are fiercely supportive of what you're doing. And this got me to thinking about Home and Small Business Network. My mentor, Diane Hochman, has built with 10 or 11 other leaders a network that will do precisely what Tom Hopkins says we should do. Firstly, you can hone your skills. These are people who have skills in all sorts of fields. It's the kind of pool that you can drop a question into and the answers will be there for you. You know how exciting that is? Because most of the time we spend so much time, we waste so much time looking for answers, and we're not sure of the validity of the source, so we keep looking. If you know, like, respect that person that gives you the answers, you know you can take what they say and work with it. It saves you so much time. It raises your productivity. Your skills can be burnished and polished so that when things get easier, you're right there at the top of the heap. And while you're struggling, while you're learning, while you're getting used to this new mindset, this group of people are the most supportive and encouraging that I've ever come across. They are ethical, moral, and just really, really fun to be with. And I am incredibly excited to be in the initial launch of this and the excitement that is going to be the Home and Small Business Network. Now, I can't give you a lot of details, mostly because I don't know just yet when the exact date is. I do know that you will have access to that if you get onto the email list. And it's really easy to do that. Click on the link below here. Not only will you get advance notice of release dates and all the specials that come with that, but in the meantime, you will have 13 hours of the training that we've already had. Throughout the summer, we had a series of free phone call webinars where they covered everything from social media strategies to daily mode of operation to marketing strategies to mindset things, all sorts of stuff that is just amazingly useful and powerful, and you'd be a fool to miss out on it, truly. So, follow the link below, put your email address in, and remember that I'm here if you have any questions. Just shoot me an email, jacquelinegates@hotmail.com. Connect with me on Facebook, go onto my blog and put a comment. I answer everything. I'm also on Skype. Just let me know. I'll help as much as I can. Home and Small Business Network is where it's going to be for the fall, and I reckon for the next however long, decades to come. Social media is changing and network marketing is changing with it. This is the place to be. It's an exciting time. I'm hoping you all have a goddess-worthy day. See you soon. Bye.